Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Marty's Toy Box. For today's video, my top 10 basics of 2021. This was a harder list to compile, definitely not the best list I have created thus far. And the reason being is I'm not a big basics collector. I think I have one in my collection. That's like an old, Shinsuke Nakamura with a Money in the Bank briefcase or something way back when, years ago. I mainly collect Elite line figures, Legends, stuff like that, miscellaneous lines like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. I don't have any basics besides the Shinsuke in my collection. That's not even displayed. That's just sitting in my closet currently. So this was a harder list to compile, and the reason being is A, packaging. I'm a mint on card collector. At least look much better, and the figures themselves are a cheaper version of the Elites, and I would rather collect the Elites of the Superstars more than the Basics, unless they have a one-off release like Mike Bennett, and he had no Elite, if that makes sense. But coming in at number 10 is Basic Series 124, Rey Mysterio. Now, Rey Mysterio's head scan, it's a little bit weird. His mouth is open on this, which kind of puts it down further on the list for me, but I really love the attire they went for this. His neon green attire, goat across the chest, gray tights, green neon boots, and then the mask neon. A little bit of red and gray as well. And overall, makes for a good figure. The attire is mainly why it made it on this list. The head skin's not bad. The skin tone looks a little bit off, and his mouth being open makes it look a little bit weird. But it's not the worst basic figure ever made. That's for another video. Next up on the list, we are having Kyle O'Reilly from also Basic Series 124. And this is one of Kyle O'Reilly's last sort of Undisputed Era attires. I forget exactly from which pay-per-view this was or which show. I'm pretty sure it's pay-per-view. You've got KO on one knee pad for Kyle O'Reilly, then the green Undisputed Era logo. His tights have a little bit of gold and red for Undisputed Era colors, and green as well. Now, why this made it on the list is Basics usually don't have a good head scan, but Kyle O'Reilly's on this is really good. Like, they can pop this figure on an Elite, and it will look fine. Overall, it makes for a great figure. All looks so well together. I love this attire that he did use as well. Although I can't remember what show he used it at, which pay-per-view. But the head scan also looks amazing. I do have Kyle O'Reilly Elites. I won't be picking up the basic, but, his figures are always really good. Next up on the list, we do have Chelsea Green from Basic Series 122. So it's Chelsea Green's only figure ever produced in WWE, not an Elite. It's a basic. Purple attire. The head scan looks really good on this. Overall, it makes for a really good figure. And hopefully we get more Chelsea Green figures later on. She's sort of doing indies that don't really produce figures, though. I would really love to see an Elite of Chelsea Green as well. So hopefully we get that one day. Next up is Basic Series 123, Dexter Lumis. He's still with the company, hasn't had an Elite yet. I'm still waiting. And yeah, so he comes with his classic green pants that he always wears, a belt that is not painted on. If you watched my last video the other day, the Dominic Mysterio belt was painted on for an Elite, but for the basic, the belt's fine. It goes through the loops and everything. It's not painted on. I don't know what the thought process was with that Dominic having the belt painted on, but it's not bad. And then his head scan looks really good, and also a little critique to detail. His head is sort of tilted down to resemble the angry, mysterious, scary Dexter Lumis, like the creepyish creepyish character, I should say. And it's tilted down to show like he's evil and like looking at you and stuff, and it's not sort of just facing up in the box. That would make it look a little bit off. The tiny attentions to detail of this, and this made it on the list because it's a really good basic figure, and because I just wanted to complain about him not having an Elite yet. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but hopefully in 2022 we do get a Dexter Lumis Elite. Next up on the list is none other than Io Shirai from Basic Series 124. And to go with this, it's a really basic attire, pun intended. It's literally just a black attire, black tights, and then a black shirt. And the reason it made it on this list, though, is the head scan. The head scan looks like it can be an Elite head scan. They really nailed this one. I don't really have any complaints about it. I usually do with head scans. And overall, they nailed it. Like, this could be an elite figure if it had more accessories and less cheap, just painted on clothes, you know? The head scan looks really good, and that's why it is on this list. Next up, we do have Series 124, Seth Rollins. And if my memory serves me correct, this was Rollins' first sort of Monday Night Messiah figure that was produced. It's not an elite. He has one coming out soon that's an elite of Monday Night Messiah. This was the first one, and that's sort of why it's on the list, because I really want a Monday Night Messiah Rollins, and this one works. I mean, the head scan is really good. He's got his ponytail in the back, although in the hard image you can't really see it that they put on the box. Gray and black tights, no shirt on or anything, but the head scan looks really good. Monday Night Messiah Rollins, always love to see it. Next up, we do have Series 124 Angel Garza. And the reason why this is so far up on the list at number 4 is literally they could put this in an elite box and they could sell it, because Garza's attires are very simple. They're not very complicated or anything, and just this is a really good basics figure of him. Head scan, first of all, nailed it. And then his attire as well, it really pops with the green and the G logo on it and stuff like that. It really pops as a figure. Skin tone was nailed, same with the head scan. Overall, really good figure. But we're getting down to the final 3 figures for the basics. And number 3 is Elias from Series 125. And I didn't really see the elite or the basic Series 125 like that was released in the reveals. I was in Walmart one day and I saw it. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me look at this. And I looked at it in hand, and it was fantastic. He's got a blue tank top on, blue jeans, and what really got me was how good their head scans have gotten. If you look back last year, 2 years ago, just the years that have passed from basic Series 1 to 125, you can really see the growth. And the Elias figure, I feel, really captured that growth. This picture is blurry, but if you see it in stores, I'll definitely look at it or find a different picture of it. This one definitely was worthy of top 3. Number 2 is Isaiah Swerve Scott. His only figure that's ever going to be produced in WWE. And I gotta say, I find this in stores, I honestly might have to pick it up, because his only figure, and B, just how good this looks. So he has green shorts on, a belt that's actually not painted on. What the heck, Mattel? Why was Dominic's painted on? Green shorts with silver all over it. But what really got me about this figure as well is, once again, the head scan. I'm a big attention to detail guy, and this head scan, they nailed it. For it being his first figure and stuff, I kind of expected it to be like the bald Shawn Michaels, looks horrendous. But no, they nailed it. He's got like his hair, like his dreads or whatever, looks fantastic. The beard and everything, it's perfectly to scale. Not too long, not too short. Just how he has it. And then the head scan overall, it all just blends so well together. And also, I love the basic boxings that they produce for the coming year. But what was the best basic series figure of 2021? Well, some of you may be upset about this, but it is none other than Basic Series 121, Kane. And the reason why this is number 1, box looks fantastic. SummerSlam series, the boxes are always great. But this captures a very old school style of Kane. And we haven't had that many figures of an old school Kane produced. And I feel, although it's just a basic, not an elite, not an ultimate edition, we don't really have older Kanes, and this is one that perfectly resembles that. With his tank top right here, you got the flames going down, orange, and the red as well, and black. His belt is, I don't think that was a belt. It's supposed to be a belt, actually. If it is, that's horrendous. It's got the flames on his tights, and then the mask as well. the red and black. Lots of people love this mask. WWE Shop released a red and black Kane mask recently. More red, a little bit of black. Wasn't the greatest. I would love for them to release one of these masks though right here because it's really amazing, I gotta say. And it just really captures an old school Kane. We haven't had that many of him. And the figure looks good, no complaints about it, and the box looks good as well. That is why this one ended up as number 1. But I want to hear your thoughts. What was in your opinion, the best basic figure release of 2021? We've got 121 series, 122, 123, 124, 125, and a couple other ones. Each had like around 6 figures. So there's definitely a lot to choose from. But anyways, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.